Hey y'all, it's Ashley, and today I'm going to be doing a Beetlejuice inspired look that you can already see. And if you want to see how I got this look using only Nomad Cosmetics palettes and which Nomad palettes I used, then keep on watching. Okay, so I obviously didn't think this get ready with me through all the way because I do have my base face on. Like, I have my foundation, I have my blush, bronzer, contour, everything except my eyes. And that is because I'm going to be using, most likely more than one, but I'm going to be using Nomad Cosmetics palettes to create a Beetlejuice inspired look. And I went ahead and went through all of the palettes I own and went on Nomad's website and only selected palettes that you can actually still purchase, except for one. And that is because I do not own the newest launch from Nomad Cosmetics, which is like the 5 Fiji Lakes one. It is on my wish list, and I'm sure I will end up buying it because I'm one of those people who unfortunately needs their collection to be completed. Just call me fucking Ariel. But I went ahead and actually I emptied my purse just to do this. I went ahead and put all my palettes in my Beetlejuice bag just to kind of get in the mood of it all. So each one of these palettes I'm going to show you is something that you, like, these are palettes that are still available on Nomad Cosmetics website. So I do have 3 of their smaller ones, and the first one is the Nomad Okavango Safari palette. Now, I can see myself using this one for this look because there's some greens right here, which would be really nice. And then the New Zealand Stargazer palette. And this one has like a really pretty matte purple over here. And then this is a really pretty shimmery purple that might look good for a Beetlejuice look. Now, this is the palette that inspired me to create this video. And this is the Nomad Royal Europe palette. This is one of my favorite Nomad palettes that I own. And I think part of it is because it has like these really pretty jewel tone mattes. But then this row right here, they're all shifty shades. So they're multi-chromes and duochromes. And I know for a fact that I will be using the shade Royal Orb, which on camera it's coming off gold, but it's a green gold shifty shade. And that is a shade I will definitely be using today. But also this deep purple right here is a really nice purple as well. Now, these are all of my larger palettes from Nomad. Now, 2 of these actually just like, well, one's a relaunch and one is a restock, but I'll show you those last. So this is the Monte Verde Cloud Forest palette, and this one has both the purples and greens that I could use. This one, I really shouldn't have to explain this, but this one is a green palette. The Ireland Wild Atlantic Way. Do I need to explain? Then the Florida Keys Beachy and Peachy palette, which does have a purple and a green. Now, Nomad just restocked this palette, and this is the Ghost Town USA. And this is probably a palette that I won't be using today because I don't think the greens in here are quite right. But I still wanted to share this palette because I could use it, and it's available. And finally, this is one that they relaunched. So I think they retired it and then brought it back. But this is the Haunted Europe palette. Now, I can tell you there's at least 3 shades I'm going to be using for this look. And that's going to be this darker green here, this shimmery minty green, and possibly this shimmery purple over here. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just select my palettes and dive into this look. Now, I did prime my eyes with the Beauty Creations Color Base Primer in the shade Ballerina Girl. And that's just like my go-to primer. But what I want to do is put the shade Key Lime Pie, or sorry, see, I'm already thinking of like fall desserts. You know, is key lime pie fall dessert? No, but key lime thyme, probably because like the imprint is a pie. But this is the shade that I'm gonna go ahead and place in my crease. And I'm just gonna put it in all of my crease and kind of like place it, then buff it around. Now, I know already a lot of people already went and saw Beetlejuice because there's like a lot of like, at least where I live, like there was opportunities to see it like 2 nights ago, even though technically the release date is today, Friday, the day I'm filming this. But because like and I thought about going to an earlier showing. I really did. But unfortunately, like, I have to get up at 6:45 in the morning to take my kids to school. So the idea of seeing a movie, and like last night it came out midnight, seeing a movie that late, then coming home and getting like less than 6 hours of sleep just doesn't sit well with me. So, which is why I'm seeing it tonight. And actually, we're gonna go see it. I think our show time, it's showtime, is at 11, because I picked a later showtime so that way we could go watch the Astros game before the movie. Because, you know, you gotta get your priorities straight. You gotta go baseball, then Beetlejuice. Okay. So now that I've kind of got that laid out, I want a darker and deeper green. And that deeper green, I'm gonna do it like 2 different greens. So for my inner corner to like halfway through my lid, I wanna use the shade Wild Rover from the Ireland palette. So it's gonna be the shade right here. And I wanna put this just like right under where I put the last green shade, and just kind of like swipe it down, because I'm going to like cut the crease. So like if I make a mess on my eyelid, like no biggie. But I wanna put that right here. And then for the rest of my eye, I wanna use that darker green that I mentioned from the Haunted Europe palette. So this is the shade Grundle, and it's like a deep forest green. But yeah, so I'm gonna go watch the Astros game, and then I made sure that, because if I'm going to the movies, I like to go to those movies where you can get like a themed beverage for the movie that you're seeing. Like that's how I did it for Deadpool. Like we got to get like the Deadpool or Wolverine drink. If I'm going without my kids and I'm just going with my husband, I would like to be able to like have an adult bevy. So I made sure I picked out a movie theater that has like the Beetlejuice themed beverages. And also we're hoping to get a popcorn bucket. But man, those things like sell out so quickly. I already see people on Facebook who have like turned them into vases to put their flowers in, which is smart. That is cute. Like for Halloween. Man, speaking of Facebook, there's also, I thought I was really original with my nails, y'all. I was like, I'm gonna get Beetlejuice nails. And I'll go ahead and like insert a clip of my nails like close up, because like this is not gonna do justice. But so did everyone else. So I was like, oh, I feel like a very basic. I don't think these are the words that would ever come out of my mouth, but I think for once I might have too much green going on my face, because my eyebrows are always green and my hair is actually down today. So all I see is like green in my mirror. So I think this is enough green for now. I'm actually gonna go ahead and cut the crease super quickly so I can play with some of those purples. Okay, so I have to do that off camera because I have to get so close to the mirror. Like I'm like up in it like this. And there's like no other way to do it. There's no pretty way to do this. So, but I went ahead and like cut the crease, and now I wanna play with some of the purples. I'm gonna start with the darker purple from the Royal Europe palette. Now I think this is the shade, yeah, Buckingham Palace. So it's this shade right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and start off by putting that in the inner corner. And originally I was gonna kind of do a look where it was like a halo eye, but I've kind of changed my mind. And I think I'm gonna dig through, there's gotta be a black in one of these palettes. But I'm gonna take a black and use it on the outer corner to kind of tie the greens and the purples together. But I'm gonna take a little bit of that purple and I'm gonna start off in the inner corner. I've also noticed like another thing on Facebook was a lot of people were getting like super dressed up, and like I'll get dolled up with my makeup to go see a movie, but I'm also the kind of person, if I'm gonna go see a movie, I wanna be in my comfy clothes, which is why like I'm wearing, this is, it's not a Loungefly. Loungefly's handbags. A Spirit jersey, that is the word I'm looking for. But this is a Beetlejuice Spirit jersey, and I feel like in the movie theater, you get like so cold. I just want to be comfortable. I want to bring my blanket. I want to wear pants. I don't want to wear a dress. I'm not trying to look fancy. It's not like the cast can see who, it's not like they can see me. But I still want to like get, you know, kind of like, you know, in the mood for Beetlejuice. But I'd rather just do my makeup and then wear like some comfy pants with my Spirit jersey, which is what I'm going to do. If not, I'll wear jeans because I am going to go to a sports bar to watch a game. Now, this palette has a black and purple in it, so I'm gonna use the black in this palette called Dark Sky Nation, and then I'll end up using the purple as well. But I'm gonna start with the black and work on the outer corner real quick. And I'm gonna take that black and just kind of put it kind of where the green meets where I cut the crease and bring it to the outer corner. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the purple in this palette too. And this is called Aoki Mackenzie. And if I am pronouncing that wrong, I apologize. I don't even know. But I'm gonna take that, I'm gonna blend into the darker purple that I laid down earlier, and I'm gonna bring it to the center of my eyelid. And like in the center is where I'm gonna add that duochrome, because I think like a green shifty shade will kind of bring this to a more, I mean, it kind of already feels like a Beetlejuice vibe, but I feel like that would really just like really make it. Now, before I actually add the little shifty shade, I want to add this dark purple shimmer shade, and then that's where I'm going to put the shifty shade on top. So this is going to kind of help blend that chrome shade into like the matte purples. But I'm just going to use my finger and kind of press down. And honestly, it doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to apply that duochrome with like more precision. I have like this dual-ended brush that I like to use, and it really helps when you have like long claws to be able to get like precision with like shimmers and duochromes. Okay, so this is the brush that I'm talking about. It's from Huda Beauty. I don't think like you can buy this anymore. This came out with like the Rose Quartz collection, but you can buy products like this. But it's a dual-ended brush that has like a sponge eyeshadow applicator, kind of like those disposable ones. But this does wash well if you're like gentle with it and not like this, like you treat it kindly. And then this one is a really like small silicone tip. And you can buy silicone brushes everywhere, but like this is my favorite because all the other ones I have are like fat. This one's nice and skinny, and it picks up like those creamy duochrome shades or those glitters up like a finger and lays down just as nicely, but like you can get the precision, which is something that I cannot get with gloss. So I'm going to use the shade Royal Orb, and I'm going to be picking it up with this silicone tip, and that way I can kind of line my cut crease and make it a little bit more perfect. But see, just like, you can't even tell because it's such a small brush, but it picks up nicely, and then you can lay it down. I somehow also made my eye look like my Alani can. Like, it's the same vibe. It's the same vibe. So, I mean, I guess this could be a witchy look too, even though I was going for Beetlejuice. Okay, so I want to go ahead and start on the bottom lash line. And before I do that, I want to do the inner corner. And I want to use this, like, I don't know, it's like a ghostly green. So I want to use that for my inner corner. And I'm going to take that with a very small, precise brush. This is called Highgate Cemetery. But like, you'll see when I put it on my eyes, it is like a ghostly green. I don't know how, it's the ghosts from Haunted Mansion. Is what it reminds me of. Like, it has a really nice glow, but it's kind of like a ghost glow. And so I want to put that in my inner corner. And then for the bottom lash line, I'm going to kind of stick with the purples, but I'm going to add a little bit of black first because I am going to add a wing. You know what? Actually, I'm not going to do black. I'm going to do this dark green again called Grendel. And that's from the Haunted Europe palette. The same with the Highgate Cemetery. It's from Haunted Europe. And I'm going to put the green in the outer corner. And then I'm going to go back into the purple from Royal Europe. So that's the Buckingham Palace shade. It's like a dark, moody, jewel tone purple. This one. And I'm going to do the rest of my lash line with it. So it has been a few hours since like I applied everything. But you know, a mom's got a mom. And so I did add a lippy, obviously, and I did add a little bit of a false lash. And when I say a little bit, it's because I cut my lashes into pieces and I only put them on, like I put two kinds of pieces on the outer. So I put a piece here and a piece in the middle, and then, so, but in my inner corners is my natural lash. And then for blush, because I had a liquid blush on under my foundation and kind of just like did all cream products, but I did add a little bit of this, and this is the NYX Passport Afterlife Beetlejuice blush. So I did use the shade 3, so it's this shade right here, to kind of just add a little bit more. And that's it. I didn't feel like highlighter because my base is so glowy and I just don't want to add too much. But if you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe. And comment down below if you've seen Beetlejuice 2 yet, or, you know, if you're inspired to do a Beetlejuice look, like what palettes would you like to use? I'm curious. So until next time, bye y'all.